This is Lynn Lawrenson, Master Gardener, experienced Firewise Inspector, and mentor for the Lake of the Pines Firewise Committee. I'm Gordon Mann, Chair of the Lake of the Pines Firewise Committee. The purpose of the Firewise Committee is to assist the community and homeowners in caring for their properties in a manner that is best prepared to provide defensible space in the event of a fire. Proper property maintenance reduces the chances of a single structure fire spreading to other structures. The committee members have been educated on Firewise strategies, trained to perform defensible space inspections, received grant funding, and are educating property owners about the most effective way to maintain their properties to reduce the likeliness that a fire will destroy their home should a large-scale fire occur. This session will show the process of receiving a defensible space inspection. With the Lake of the Pines inspections, the process is voluntary, and there are advisory actions recommended that will reduce the likeliness of a fire spreading to your structure. Viewers should understand that the vegetation and large trees are not necessarily the highest risk of a home fire during a fire event. The important elements of a Firewise property include access for firefighting equipment, laddering and overlapping of flammable materials, and the potential for firebrand ignition. The Lake of the Pines Firewise Committee is supported by Environmental Control. The committee meets most months on the first Wednesday at 3 p.m. Lake of the Pines has been designated a Firewise community, which means we continue to provide educational opportunities for our community, review potential community properties for improved fire reduction, and seek grants to support the Firewise activities. Please feel welcome to contact Vicki or Candy in Environmental Control and ask the Firewise Committee to schedule a defensible space inspection of your property. The first part of the inspection process begins with the access and overall view between the road and the home. Following that, we'll go around the structure for within the first 10 feet of the structure, and then we'll conclude the inspection with looking at the outlying landscape.
Lake of the Pines has good access by the road, and there's generally no need to have to pull into the driveway. If a fire truck comes, they'll be staying on the roadway. So we're going to move toward this house and look at the ignition zone, which is 10 feet from the structure.
The 10-foot zone is shown by the dark black ending at the yellow end by Lynn for this property. So this is the 10-foot zone that we're going to look at being clean and clear around a property.
Now this zone is the most important zone for a fire-safe structure. This house happens to be well armed, and that means that it is sided with stucco that doesn't burn. Some of us have wood siding, which is more flammable, so it's even more important to keep the space from the structure out to the 10 feet. We all need an area like this where we store our lawnmower and our fuel and things like this. However, this is more than too close to the structure. We have a partially filled can of fuel, which is more dangerous than a full one. We have a lawnmower that may have some fuel in it. We have some cloth, and we have some stored wood. So in the event of a wildfire, burning brands can come from as far away as a mile and fill up this area, igniting it, and then perhaps igniting the tree, igniting the other trees, and through radiant heat, actually igniting the structures, which is really very fire safe. What the homeowner can do here is to get some fireproof tarps that could be stapled along here and then just toss back whenever they want to access their garden equipment.
We walked around the house, we noticed that they again have very clean area adjacent to the house to the 10 feet. They do have some landscaping, but it's very well irrigated and it's low and there's no overhangs directly above it. Additionally, where they do have landscaping, these are fixed windows, which is very good for fire protection.
Of course, this can be a problem if you have a deck that's 15 feet above the ground. In that case, you need to keep the underneath of your deck free of flammable material by using gravel instead of bark and not storing things underneath it that are flammable.
As we get to the left side of the house, we notice there's some ground cover next to the house. Again, it's well irrigated and it's not a high fire risk ground cover. And then we have these Italian cypresses. The Italian cypresses do get dead material on the interior, and that's often very flammable, and it is right next to the house and right next to the eave, which can be a problem. So ideally we would not want to have these touching the house or underneath the eaves, but farther away.
At the end of our Defensible Space Advisor visit, we leave the homeowner with a copy of our evaluation. A copy of this is sent to the Fire Safe Council and to your local fire district.
You also receive a folder with many of the materials we talked about, the Firewise plans, and several other guide and resource materials that can help you manage your property.
And somewhere in here there's a donation envelope. So we hope all of you will learn something from this fire safe visit, and if you haven't had your place visited, please give the environmental office a call to schedule one. There are many people here that have been trained to do the Defensible Space Advisor visits, including Gordon.